Good morning, everyone. My name is Audrey. I am stitchywitch42. This is usually my channel about cross-stitch, life, the universe, and everything. But today is about my Folio style journals, the 6 of them that I've been making as the project that I want to give to the ladies that I work with at my store. And I have all 6 of them on my desk right now because they are finished. And this will be the final episode of my Folio style journals, the Final Flip Thru. So let me get these out of the way until I have just one. And here we are. So if you've been following this series, first of all, thank you very much for doing so. I know not everybody is interested in paper crafting, and my channel is usually about cross stitch. So for the people who have watched along, thank you very much. I do appreciate it, and I have loved all the comments that I've got. I'm retiring at the end of this month, and I decided that I wanted to work on something to show these 6 ladies that I work most closely with how much I appreciate them. So I came up with the idea of making a folio style journal, and it started with a manila folder and a paper bag. And if you've watched this, you've seen some of the things that I've done with paper bags. And I absolutely love how this has turned out. Each one of these is covered everywhere it can be with a paper bag that has been sprayed with Tim Holtz mica sprays and stains in different colors. And then I created a cover piece for them. I took some perforated paper and I stitched the word project on here, because I do cross stitch. That's what my channel is usually about. And I wanted to have each of them have a piece of my cross stitch. I took pieces of our daily schedule. I took all sorts of little bits and bobs from work to create things to go in this journal. And I am loving how this has turned out. So on the front here, I have the project. I have a little bit of the daily schedule. I have a part of a snippet roll, and then I used photo corners to frame these out just so that the front label looks like a finished piece by itself. And on each of these journals, they're all slightly different. Some are higher, some are lower. It just works. The next thing I want to show you is the coins that I made. I decided that I wanted to make a little dangle to hang off a little Tim Holtz bulldog clip. And one of the things that I had taken from the store was coin wrappers. So I put the coin wrappers on cardstock. I have one that's from a dime coin wrapper, one that is from a quarter coin wrapper, one that is from a penny coin wrapper. I took a hole punch and I punched these out. And then on the backs of them, I stamped either my birthday or my initials, or I have a stamp that looks like a 2.5-cent postage stamp on the back of them, and then I punched a hole in those, added an eyelet, and then I used clear embossing powder and I coated both sides 3 times, and then I used a pewter embossing powder and I went around the edges, and they're not perfect, but I love the way they look. Then I put them together on some links. I made a little chain myself. I put it on a bulb pin. I added a key to it because each of us are keepers of keys and coin who work in the bookkeeping department at my store. So that just hangs on the back of it. But for right now, we're going to set it over there so it doesn't make all the noise. It's chunky. It's not going to close. That's because there's stuff in the middle that's kind of holding it open. And talking about that, when I get to it, I'll try to cover it up because I made dangles on the inside of this book using a word that I really like and use a lot at the store, but I'll try to keep it covered because I don't want to offend anybody on my videos. It's a word. Anyway, here is the front, and we open it up. Again, this is covered with paper bag. I have a pocket down here, and I made a little specimen card, and each one of them has a specimen card that has a picture of me in it. I also made another specimen card that is further in the back that has their picture on it. Each one of these journals has either their name or their photo or something that relates to them individually so that each journal is unique to them. So I did some stamping on here. I sewed around everything. I made some tabs to go on the edges of all the pockets. In this one, I have another piece of paper bag that was layered with tea bags, then put through an embossing folder to make this, and then I cut it down to size, and I added a piece of paper that just folds in fours. I'm not going to show you the other side because there's a personal letter there for these ladies. But I wanted something that I could write a letter on. And then I made a tab on here that shows the year I started working. And on the back side, the year I am retiring, 2024. By the time I actually retire, I will have worked for this company for 38 and a half years. And all I can say about that is, wow. Inside, we have a pocket made from where I folded up the manila folder and covered that with a paper bag. And I can stick something inside there. This is also a little notepad made out of a paper bag. Each of these notepads has a piece of coin wrapper on here. This was when I was playing with the coin wrapper without backing it on cardstock, so it was rather flimsy and hard to work with. Each one of them is stamped differently. They each just have a couple of pieces of paper in there. On the back of every grocery bag there was wording that said thank you for shopping at our store. So I cut out the thanks on each one of them, and this is something that you'll see over and over in my videos, in my journal, where I say thank you several times in this. And on the back, just a little note to them, and then it can either go in this pocket here, or on this first page, I have a little pocket here. It can slide in there. Now the papers that I used. Last summer, Mark and I went to an estate sale here in town, and in the back room I found several ledgers and boxes of paper, and I picked out a few of them. This one is actually new ledger paper that's been coffee dyed by me. A little bit of stamping on there, a pocket on here to tuck a note. This page here was actually from that estate sale. It is a vintage typewriter paper, and I don't know whether you can see it or not, but there is a watermark on the paper, and I loved it. and I left it the size and shape that it was. It's been coffee stained, but I think this looks and sounds wonderful. This was some vintage scrapbooking paper that I found at that estate sale, and it's been stamped. All 6 journals are similar but different. If I stamped on one page in one journal, I stamped on the same page in the next one, but it might be in a different area. This one here is some of the vintage ledger paper that I found at that estate sale. And I coffee stained it, and it made some of those old inks run too, which to me just adds to the grunginess of this book. I made a little tab here. I had made a snippet roll, and you'll see more of it later. There's some of it here on the front. I used a little bit of it, and I put these, our company had sent out these letters to say thank you to all the associates for the hard work that we do. And it had a little circle on it that said Portland. So I cut those out, put it on my snippet roll, and I made a little tab to go on this page. Again, bringing aspects of our store, of our company, into this journal. This page is a vintage invoice. I also got it at that same estate sale. I did not coffee stain this one because I liked it just the way it was. And on the back side of it, I added another little pocket here. Again, using some of the snippet roll back here. But those coin rollers that I took from the store, that I made my coins out of, I decided that I wanted to have some binds made out of that paper for one of my projects, and then I was left with the negatives. So I took that and I backed it on a piece of paper bag, and I made a pocket out of here. And if you've watched any of my videos for any length of time, you know I'm a fan of Douglas Adams. My channel name, stitchywitch42. I stitch, I'm a bit of a witch, and 42. 42 is the answer to the mathematical question, what is life, the universe, and everything? And if you've read the books, you understand this one. So long, and thanks for all the fish. I had to go on to Redbubble and get these stickers and put in here, again, to say thank you to these 6 ladies. This thank you here was on the same envelope as this tab was. It got added into the journal. This page here is some paper that I've had for a long time, and I just coffee stained it. And I'm trying to keep things covered down here because you can see through this next page because it's actually vellum. I had Mark help me yesterday to print up this Western Union telegram. I had found this on an Etsy site a while back when I was trying to make these journals. I knew that I wanted to use this in here because we send Western Union telegraph. We send Western Union transfers on a daily basis at my store. I thought this would be a fun piece to relate to what we do at the store. So I had Mark print this on vellum for me. I added some stamps. I put my own telegraph to them. Thanks and so long. And then I bound the journals together. And then I added my words down here below. But I'm not going to show those because I don't want anybody to be offended, and I don't know if littles are going to be watching this, and I don't want them to read it. So this is the center of the signature. This is the other half of my coffee stain paper with a snippet roll that I put on here. I had rolled this over so that there is a tuck there for them to put whatever it is that they want to in there. Then I have the back of that invoice, the vintage ledger. I had made these paper clips a while back. I think I showed them to you before. And you will notice that there are googly eyes on here. I think I mentioned in my last video that I plan on hiding this bag full of googly eyes around the office. Every single one of them is going to be hidden in that office somewhere for them to find. They're going to hate me. But this is just whatever they want it to be. This is snippets of paper. They can write on them. They can tear them up and use them to make collage. They can do whatever they want with them. This is the other side of that vintage typewriter paper. I just love that. And some of the new ledger paper that I had coffee stained, and that is the signature. This pocket here has the specimen card with their picture on it, so I'm not going to show that to you because I don't want to mention names. I don't want to show their images. I want to respect their privacy. And if you've been watching this video at all, you will see the name of 2 grocery stores in it. I have worked for this company for 38.5 years. I never mention them on my videos, and I would really appreciate that nobody would comment using that name or the other name, because I know for a fact that this company searches social media for references to them, and I don't want to deal with it. So, this is the company that I worked for, only I work under the new banner name currently, at least until the end of the month, when I retire. I'm not going to get tired of saying that. This side flips open, and in it is the little waterfall notepad that I made on a video and shared with you. Again, this has been personalized for the person that it's going to. In this pocket here is the little shaker bag with the googly eyes that I made on a previous video with you, showing you how simple that was. And this is where I used the coin wrappers. This is where I had originally planned on using the coin wrappers. Now, the shaker bag doesn't really shake too much. It does shake some, but I mostly wanted to have it in there for the googly eyes. So that's what goes inside here. And that is everything that I have put together for each one of these ladies. My dangle hangs on the back of it. I am finished with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of them. I have been working on these for about a month and a half, and I could do so much more in there, but I keep telling myself I have to stop. I have to say this is enough, and I think that they are all to the point where I can put them in their gift bags and get them ready to take to the ladies at my store. Thank you for watching this series of me doing my folio style journals for the ladies. Thank you to everybody who has commented on what I've been doing with these. I appreciate those comments so much. To know that anybody is interested in what I'm doing has always amazed me, but this project means a lot to me. And I really hope that the ladies enjoy them. I'm pretty sure they will. They don't know that I make videos. So I think after I retire, I might send them the link to this series so that they can see how they were created. Because I'll be retired then. And it'll be good. If you find any value at all in these videos, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I would love it if you leave a comment. And until we meet again, my friends, live long and craft on. Bye-bye.